My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, roll up, roll up, roll up! Here we have the finest sideshow in the land, the finest that you will ever see. From the farthest most parts of Her Britannic Majesty's possessions, we have gathered together for your delectation. The weirdest, the strangest, the most bizarre collection of freaks that we have ever, I repeat, ever presented at one time. Here we have the real, the genuine, the tested, and legally guaranteed by government statute, the most grotesque, peculiar, revolting collection of exhibits that you have ever had the opportunity of viewing. So, roll up, ladies and gentlemen. Pay your money and enjoy the show. You can laugh at them, stare at them, watch their tricks. You know you'll find them lovable. So, roll up, ladies and gentlemen. This could be your last chance, as it certainly is theirs.
I was born in Jordan. My mother was 15 when I was born, and I was the firstborn. So you can imagine the shock to have a firstborn male born physically handicapped, and grotesquely handicapped at that. I mean, when I came out of the womb, I had multiple fractures.
What is your complaint?
It's osteogenesis imperfecta, or layman's terms, brittle bones. And it must have been a really horrifying experience for a 15-year-old girl.
Means that you break your bones if they contact.
You're right. If I was to fall out of the wheelchair now, just from this height, I'd probably break a bone. But when I was a youngster, I'd only have to knock my arm and I'd break something, or my leg. Pulling off a sock, I'd break something. And when I was, say, 3 or 4, if I coughed and sneezed, I'd break a rib. So when the next born came along, who was able-bodied, a girl, my mum was absolutely petrified that, you know, this rolling baby would sort of bump into me and cause multiple fractures. Plus the fact that, of course, with all brittle bones kids, when their bones are so fragile, you know, you can't sort of hug them, otherwise you break something. So you lose a lot of bodily contact during the formative parts of your life.
Have you ever bought what can be bought from your local plastic shop? There's one with a hunch and one with a limp and one with a stopper that won't stop. Did you have one for Christmas that he really isn't very much fun? Did you have one for Christmas to run him up and see how he runs? Have you seen in the doors of stores their scores of plastic kids? All sweet and coy, a girl or a boy, they'll go for the highest bid. Give cash in plenty, you've got to help the poor dear. Give cash in plenty, it'll ease your conscience for years. Advertising is fine, but I draw the line at a penny with only one leg. Well, it is a price, but it would be rather nice if I did.
I came to England when I was 3. I was put immediately into long stay hospital. I was a permanent patient up until the age of 9, and my parents came to see me about twice a year. And next thing I knew, I was being told that I was going to go to a children's home. I spent 7 years there, and I was very happy. I was very happy because I'd just come out of a hospital. And so obviously the life there was very much different. In hospital, I was in bed right up until I was 9. They didn't want to risk me doing anything in case I broke something. And when the surgeon applied for me to go to the home, they said, look, you're going to have to treat this kid with kid gloves. It's got to be surrounded in cotton wool the whole time. Otherwise, you know, it's just going to shatter. And so the home was really very nervous when I arrived. And in fact, there was a Christmas party about 3 weeks after I arrived, and the people who ran the Christmas party had a pop group coming in, and they organised a dance competition, and I wanted to get right in there, and I was all going, and suddenly everyone stopped everything, and all the staff came charging on to me. They said, "No, stop, please, please don't." I said, "Why? You'll break something." I said, "I won't." He said, "You will." "No, you don't." And I was really upset about that. I thought, bloody hell, why can't I know I'm okay, I can do it. But they just didn't want to take. So they cocooned me, even in the home, for quite a long time. I know that somehow I'll be able to live like anyone else, that I'll make mistakes, that I'll do things wrong, that I'll be unhappy. I know that someday I'll be able to live like anyone else, without having to be grateful, to be subservient, to be inferior. I know that I cannot live my life as a half-person, with a half-person's ambitions and a half-person's dreams. I know that I'm a whole person. And if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to get out of this place.
Singing I-Y-D-P, tell me why. I-Y-D-P, eh? Is your dad... it's your 31st card. No. Good evening, hello, and welcome. I'm your debonair presenter.
Thank you, Nabil. And don't ring us, we'll ring you. And for those who don't know what IYDP stands for, it is, of course, the International Year of Disabled People.
And one doctor who I've never forgiven, he said to me once, he said, "Don't you feel slightly optimistic, really, that when you're 16, you're going to be able to walk, you're going to be normal? I mean, it's something to look forward to, isn't it?" And like a fool, I believed him. And for a while, I went around with this idea that come 16, someone would wave a magic wand, and I would be about 6 foot tall, and I would have normal shoulders, etc., etc. And so I never thought about what it would be like to be an adult and disabled, what it would be like to be an old person and disabled. I never thought about the jobs that I wouldn't be able to have, the girls that I wouldn't be able to have. It just didn't cross my mind at all.
With all this discrimination about, just think what it would be like to belong to more than one minority group.
Yes, that's right. If you were crippled and you were also black.
You could always be a blues singer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm blind, a crippled and black. Well, I got everything I need to be a famous rock and roll star. Yes, I got everything I need. I got a hunch I'm gonna be the greatest star in history, because I'm blind, a crippled and black. And baby, that's a fact. Okay, everybody, you have now seen what a great potential you have to be a rock and roll star. If you're blind, and if you're crippled, and if you're black. But let me tell you something. If I was also gay, and if I were Jewish, and if I were a communist, I'd be in seventh heaven. Blind, and crippled, and black. And when the popularity wanes, I think I'll break my back, and I'll start all over again. I'll have my legs cut off at the knees, and baby, all the world will see how good